hook up to this Penske truck, Penske trailer, I mean. So these spotter trucks, you have these spotter trucks, you have this right here. This is something, I used to be a driver, this is something that as in a sleeper cab and in a day cab you don't have. That is the ability to lower and raise your fifth wheel. So if the trailer's too high, just raise it up. If the trailer's too low, well, you don't got to do nothing there, but there should be no reason for you to slip the kingpin because you have this. So let me hook up to this trailer. Always give it that tug test. Now as far as like how high you should raise it, so I know how high to raise it, and this is a tip that a safety guy once told me at a job I used to work before this, and that is, as soon as you see the beginning of the mud flap, that's how high you really need it. You don't need it any higher than that. So this would be the whole mud flap. As soon as you see the start of it, stop right there, and if I go ahead and check my work, you can see that looks about right. That's decent clearance. That's decent clearance right there. You really don't need it to have it any higher than that. If you have it way too high, you're moving some containers around, you can't flip over even in the yard. And if you have it too low, you're gonna scrape the ground, and then you're gonna break off one of these feet. You don't want to do that, because then the trailer's gonna, when you sit the trailer down, it's gonna be lopsided, and that'll count as an accident. So like I said, as soon as you see, a lot of times too, if a trailer is really low, when you hook up to it, I'm trying to see if I can find a low trailer that's really low. Like this out of service trailer right here in front of me, it's a little lower than the rest. If it's really low and you hook up to it, you're gonna kind of pick it up a little bit. So you might not need to raise it that much, but usually it works out for me is just pick it up, and as soon as you see the start of the mud flap, you should be good to go. We'll go ahead and drop this trailer now. Also remember, when you unhook from a trailer and these spotter trucks, you have your foot on the brake, put it in drive, and as you let your foot off the brake, push this button right here, just to release the fifth wheel. Just to release the fifth wheel. Do it at the same time as you're pulling out, because if you don't do it at the same time, you'll get stuck, and then you'll have to back the truck back and put pressure on the kingpin and then try it again. So as you're pulling out, as you're letting your foot off of the brake, go ahead and push the button at the same time, and you should be good to go. Make sure to always lower the trailer. Make sure you took your airline off. That happens a lot. People don't take off the airline, and then they just take off and rip something off. So remember that too. Put it in drive, and at the same time as I'm pulling out, boom, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and Let's see if we got any more moves. Wow, we don't got any more moves. Might as well go ahead and give you guys a tour of inside the spotter truck. Talk about a couple of things that I like to have with me so I can be as safe and efficient as possible. So, at a lot of places, I work for a couple of companies, a couple of spotting companies, and for the most part, all of them give you a set of bolt cutters. But that's pretty much everything you get. A safety vest, which I forgot to wear today, and a set of bolt cutters. But I like to also get some wire cutters like these, because we get these containers that come in with bolts and wire cutters. And I got these for like 20 bucks at Menards, and they're very sharp. So that usually does it to cut that wire. These big ass bolt cutters, they're just specifically for the bolts. I try to using them on the wire and they won't cut the wire. I gotta try not to tear my rotator cuff trying to open those damn containers. And you also need this right here, 3-pound hammer. Like I was talking about, trying not to tear my rotator cuffs. A lot of those containers that come in, those handles are a pain in the ass. They always get stuck, especially in the winter time. So I get this hammer, I whack those handles, and I get them open. I still had this from when I was a driver. I used to check my tires with this. Make sure you got a fire extinguisher. I've heard stories of some of these spotter trucks catching fire before, and a lot of times just the bad maintenance. Bad maintenance, and just they're being ran 24 hours in a lot of buildings, so you gotta keep that in mind. As far as the buttons, a lot of them are just lights, headlights. It's my backlight. This is the light for our inside of the truck. Then I got my AC, my heater. Like I said, I already showed you the tablet. These are all automatic. I don't think I've ever seen a stick shift. Yard spotter. Talked about the raising and lowering the fifth wheel. The fifth wheel release button. As you can see right here, it says caution. Never push this button as you're driving around the yard with the trailer hooked, because it will release it and you're gonna drop that trailer. So keep that in mind. Don't be touching this. I know sometimes when I back up, I'm like holding on to this right here, and I'm almost like kind of touch this. Don't touch this when you're driving. Only touch this when you're ready to unhook and you lower the trailer down. We'll get a pair of gloves. I've cut my hand before trying to open doors. Also, you don't want to get grease on the steering wheel and ruin it for the next guy or the next gal. There's a lot of female truck drivers I've seen too. I have this knob right here, which I guess is supposed to make it easier for you to back up. It's more of a comfort thing. I didn't like it at first, but I got used to it. Try to see what else I could show you. I wish I could show you like underneath the hood, but I don't really check that stuff here at this company. We have a mechanic that comes in weekly and does that for us. They just want us in this tractor, logged into the tablet, and start moving trailers. That's all they want from us. They don't want us to be touching anything under the hood. But if I'd recommend anything else, it'd be the footwear that you have when you're at this type of job. These right here are some steel toe boots, Caterpillar brand. They even though they look bulky, they're very light, very comfortable, and they came in handy. This past winter here in Illinois. It was a cold winter, got a lot of ice, a lot of snow, and having these boots helps out a lot. So don't be coming in here with no flip-flops and Crocs. You leave that stuff at home. Get yourself some protective footwear when you're doing this type of job. It'll save you from slipping and falling on your butt a couple of times throughout the day in the winter time. But what else do I need to talk about? Like I said, the zip ties to secure those swing doors, bungee cords. These should be provided to you by any company that you're working for. Got some red tags in there. Put the red tags on the bad trailers so the drivers don't take them and the mechanic knows which ones to fix. And I think the last thing that I do is I adjust my mirrors. That's personal preference from everybody that gets in these trucks. Adjust your mirrors and just take it easy, you know? When you're just learning something like backing up trailers, which is the most difficult thing to do, I think, in truck driving and yard spotting, you got to take it easy at first. Don't rush. Learn the technique first, and then it's just a repetition. Consistency every single day until you get better, until it's easy, until you don't even have to pull up anymore. But it'll take time. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna try to post more content more consistently. The reason I'm not posting enough is just because I'm having trouble with, I guess, the editing process and just trying to film in this yard, trying to record in this yard, and trying to stay away from certain people, you know, because I'm not sure that everybody necessarily wants me to be recording here. And also just finding the time, you know. This is a one spotter account. I'm here by myself, and sometimes when it gets busy, I gotta just more concerned about doing my job instead of trying to record everything, you know. So as soon as I get more downtime, I'll try to record a little bit more, and anything that I find useful in regards to yard spotting, even truck driving. I was a truck driver for 5 years. I was a line haul, driving mostly doubles, a line haul driver. So maybe I can talk about that too. So, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Be on the lookout for more content. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.